Well, for more on this, then we're going to cross now to Kashif Shafique, the country director at Relief International Sudan. Kashif, thank you so much for joining us today. So to get started, what do you make of the RSF's claims about these arrests? One of the people detained, for example, Abu Lulu, as he's called, had reportedly been seen in multiple videos shooting unarmed men at close range. I mean, it's hard to imagine that paramilitary forces were unaware of his actions until now.
Thank you so much, Erin, for having me over here. We are talking about the El-Fasher, which remains under siege for more than 16 months. And after the siege, when the warring party entered into the El-Fasher, and after that, we are seeing widespread of the violence across El-Fasher, and people are fleeing to have the safe havens nearby. So the situation describe a great violation to the international humanitarian laws, and also a place where people have gone from one crisis to another, trapped between hunger, fear, and loss. Thousands have already fled, walking for days through the desert to reach the Tawila. The situation is beyond the catastrophic, and the people who are flooding, they are facing immense level of violations on ground, and they are looking to have a safe refuge.
So, Kashif, I mean, what do you make of these arrests then, given the dire humanitarian situation that you described there? Do you think the arrest of alleged perpetrators of at least some part of these massacres will do anything to stem the violence?
Obviously, we welcome the steps taken to ensure the protection of the civilians. Right now, I believe thousands still trapped in the open desert, and the international community need to put the pressure on the warring party to make sure the protection of these civilians. Over here, one of the steps which are being taken, but still we need to see the consequences. What we are about to ensure that the civilians who are trapped in El-Fasher or trapped in the open desert, they should be provided with the open corridor. We need the decisive actions, and we need the pressure from the international community, and we need UN presence on ground to monitor these violations, and they need to ensure the protection of the civilians. Any of the actions to protect the civilian always remain welcomed.
Kashif, humanitarian organizations have had very little access to El-Fasher for a year and a half now, ever since the siege on the city first started. But Relief International, your organization, does operate more than 130 health facilities across Sudan. What else have you been hearing from your workers on the ground about the situation specifically in El-Fasher? Is any aid reaching people there? Are they able to get health care? What are the most dire, or what are the most urgent needs, rather?
Relief International is supporting 130 health facilities across Sudan, and mainly our focus is on the Darfur situation. One of the things what we observed, and Relief International being the last mile organization in Zamzam, where unfortunately our 11 staff got killed when Zamzam was taken over. Right now, one of the key is the protection of the humanitarian worker, which is the key and the safe corridor to bring the supplies on ground. Unfortunately, international community are not able to understand the scale of this war and scale of this displacement. Right now, on ground in the Villa, approximately more than 600,000 people are in the Villa city. And now the problem is they don't have the food, they don't have the water, they don't have the essential. We have the malnutrition kids who are displaced and looking for their parents as they were separated. In addition to that, malnutrition is on peak. Al-Fasher was the global highest malnutrition rate around the world. Now, the problem is getting the supplies into the Al-Fasher or the surrounding is one of the key challenge. And unfortunately, the resources organizations are not meeting the required scale. So I would request over here to international community to pay the close attention to this crisis people are dying because they are not able to have the adequate services on ground because organizations, they don't have the resources to meet this scale. And plus, through the cross-border chat, do have its own challenges where the access towards the villa in El-Fasher can be done through the chat. And now the international trade towards chat and moving towards Darfur, it's the biggest challenge for the organization. And truly speaking, over here, we require international community presence on ground, and they need to ensure that INGOs who are operating on ground, they should be provided with the adequate resources.